Shabbat Shalom and welcome. I'm Rabbi Javier Carapan, and I'm joined this evening by Rabbi Monica Kleiman, Leslie Howard, and our technical team. A big thank you to our BOW committee for bringing us beyond our walls, and to our digital docents who are managing the streaming. During our service this evening, we will have the Torah service. We will honor those who counted their blessings and also welcome our newest Jews by choice. Please stay tuned. There's a lot to come. For those of you joining us here in person, we are calling the numbers in the square brackets, and please make sure that all your electronic devices are on silent. As we welcome Shabbat together, we will light the Shabbat candles. If you are at home and have candles ready, we invite you to light them. And on page 120, we join together in the blessings.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Join together on page 121. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take these words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Page 130, we join together in the opening lines of Psalm 95 as we welcome Shabbat together.
Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria, naria letzur irshenu, lekana fana betoda. Naria, naria letzur irshenu, bizmirot naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai.
The Chadodi begins on page 138, but tonight, just because, we're going to sing the stanzas on page 139. So all the stanzas on that second page, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat lekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat lekavela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kila oref, uri, 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 shir daveri kevod Adonai, Allah yiknika. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat lekavela. Lo teboshi velo tikalemi, ma tishtochachi umadehemi, bach yechesu ani ami, venivneta ir al dilai. עלייך אלוהי כמיסוס קטן על כלה והחדודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תריצי על יד איש בן פרצי בני שמחה ונגילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה יאי לי 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 יאי לי 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 יאי לי לי לי
We continue together in English on the bottom of page 265. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. On the next page, in the middle of the page. In each age, we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment, we are addressed by the world. In each age, we are challenged by our ancient teaching. At each moment, we stand face to face with truth. In each age, we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment, the knowing heart is filled with wonder. In each age, the children of Torah become its builders and seek to set the world firm on a foundation of truth. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, B'chol levavecha, B'chol nafshecha, U'b'chol me'odecha, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדב בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדב בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ויאמרו, זה אלינו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה.
We continue together with the English rendering of Hashkivenu on page 271. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkah shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת, תורתם ברית עולם.
Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Gula Livnei B'neihem, Le'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham B'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh Metim Atara Le'Hoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechachel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayeh Metim B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gerurot, Umido Melech, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'nei Atal HaChayot Metim, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaMetim, Atah Kadosh B'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kadoshim B'chol Yom Yehalelu Chasela, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Shalom, Ava Yisrael, Amcha Tasim Le'olam.
Shalom, Aval Yisrael, Amecha Tasim Le'olam.
Ki atah Melech Adon, Lechol HaShalom.
Ki atah Melech Adon, Lechol HaShalom. Letov Einecha, Levarech et Amcha Yisrael, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך.
ברוך אתה אדוני, הברך את עמו ישראל.
בשלום. It is now time for our Simcha moment. If you are, oh, thank you. If you are where's my clicker? I'm lost. I don't know what happened with the world. I need it.
Habit is a harsh
I
mistress.
know. I've only been doing this for 2 years. No, you're fine. You're fine. You can have it. Oh my God. You get attached to things, right? But wait. Let me explain what we're doing, Carol. It is time for a Simcha moment. If you have a Simcha from this past week, which may include your birthday, anniversary, good news, and accomplishment, we invite you to type them down on the Facebook comments. But from last week on, we've been doing something different. We actually try to read them. So make it in a way that I could see them and read them. We have about a 15-second delay, so I'll get to them in just a couple minutes, 15 seconds. But if you're here in person, we would like to invite you to come to the Simcha moment, and you can stand on the X and tell us who you are and why you're here. So I'm going to look online to see what Simchas we have.
Good evening. I am Carol.
Hi, Carol. Hi, Carol.
You know, I've been talking about the Good Faith Network every week, and this week is really special because Jennifer Levinson has been the leader of the Mental Health Action Research Committee, and I have been invited and accepted to be her co-chair. And on top of that, I'm getting to go to Orlando for training. And I have one part that's being picked up by the Good Faith Network, and the other part is being picked up by Beth Torah. I am so excited and thankful for this. It's really wonderful. I'll be going in July.
Anybody else? I'm looking online, I don't see any Simchas. I have to wait 15 seconds.
Florida in July.
It is our tradition that on the very first Shabbat of the month, as part of our Simcha moment, we welcome the new Jewish month. And for those of you at home, it's on the next page of your PDF, but here you have to go to page 379. Yehi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu v'Elokei Avotenu v'Imotenu shetechadesh aleinu et hachodesh hazeh letova v'livracha. Our God, God of our ancestors, may the new month bring us goodness and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Rosh Chodesh Sivan haya beyom shlishi, the new month of Sivan, began at sunset on Monday, May 31st. As part of our Simcha, we have an extended Simcha this evening because we have the pleasure and the honor to welcome the two newest members of the Jewish people. And I would like to invite Jamie and Denton to join me on the bima. As we go through this part of the service, it's going to be a part that you will recite, and we'll give you a minute when the time comes. So I'm going to explain it, and it's going to be on the screen. So if I can have now I have to relinquish this to my your esteemed assistant. Because I can't do everything. So I will invite everybody to please stand as we invite Denton and Jamie to join us in front of the ark. Jamie and Denton, you stand before the commanding presence of the Torah, the Jewish people's most cherished treasure. It has led us on the way and guided us ever since we received it. It has been carried when we fled from destruction and during the time of our greatest rejoicing. I will place the Torah scroll in your arms. Take it to your hearts as you will recite the Shema, the words on the lips of the Jew until the final moments of life. It is the affirmation that has sustained the Jewish people since our beginnings. Everybody, you can turn around so they can see you. We're going to speak these words of welcoming to you both. Please join me. Oh God, we come before you to thank you for Denton and Jamie, who has formally joined the Jewish people. We are grateful for the inspiration which brought us to us, for the commitment which you demonstrated in your status, for the fervor which you accepted our covenant. We pray that you continue to find spiritual fulfillment in Jewish worship, intellectual stimulation in study of Torah, and warmth in the embrace of the Jewish community. We pray, too, that you will help all of us to a deeper devotion to our own faith. May we truly be by choice, Jews who continually choose to commit ourselves to the fulfillment of the covenant. Call upon God to bless Denton and Jamie. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God look kindly upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bestow favor upon you and give you peace. Together we share all this wonderful simchas of Denton and Jamie and everybody who shares simcha with us this evening. We join our voices together in the Shehecheyanu blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu l'zman hazeh Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu l'zman hazeh
Al Shosha Devarim
And before you go back to your seats, we want to present you with a book from our congregation, a gift of welcoming, and then your certificate that you haven't seen since the day of the mikvah, but it's back, it's been filed, and everything is now officially recorded at the American Jewish Archives in Cincinnati. So if you're ever in Cincinnati, you can ask them, could I see a copy of my certificate? And they'll say, yes, come back tomorrow and we'll have it for you. Mazel tov, congratulations to you and your families. And actually, that's true. You can get a lot of information from the American Jewish Archives in Cincinnati. I think, at least in my previous congregations, we always sent our bulletin when we had one to the American Jewish Archives. So if we ever want to see them, you can go back. He said, it's all there. It's all documented. It's an amazing place, actually. It's grown a lot. We all, I think, want to be counted and recognized. We often want our individuality to be recognized and celebrated. And at the same time, I think we want to be part of something bigger, belong to a community. And on this first Shabbat of Pride Month, it is important to be reminded that queer Jews were neither counted nor recognized for most of our history. How can we be both recognized, seen, and also feel part of a community? This week's Torah portion, Bemidbar, literally in the wilderness of, is the first parasha in the book of Numbers. And this parasha may show us a way to be recognized both as different and included. The opening chapter of the book of Numbers seems to be fixated on counting people, on who is in and who is out. It begins with a census of the Jewish people in the wilderness of Sinai, and we're now about 13 months or so since our ancestors had left Egypt. And now it's time to take account of who is who. In chapter 1, the list includes the Israelites who can go to battle. Women and children are singled out and not included in the count. In chapter 2, we find yet another list of Israelites. And in this section, which is what we're reading this evening, the Torah teaches, quote, "The Israelites shall camp each man with his standard under the banners of their ancestral houses. They shall camp around the tent of meeting at a distance." The image here is quite unique. On the one hand, each man is asked to gather under his clan's standard. It is really very tribal, indeed. And although lists may seem tedious, this particular list is different. In this case, the message is that everyone counts and that each person was to be recognized as part of his tribe. But there is more. The Torah is very specific as to where each tribe should camp. They must camp in such a way that everyone is in relation to something bigger than themselves. That is, in relation to the Mishkan, the place where the Shekhinah dwells. The Etz Chaim commentary teaches, quote, "The key to the physical deployment of the Israelites as they camped and as they marched was the setting of the ark at the center of the camp. Every individual Israelite was located in relation to the ark and the tabernacle." end quote. I know the Torah really only talks about men, but in reality, the entire camp was organized this way. Even if the mitzvah of directing was not directed to women and children, what I want to lift up from this is the principle, which I think is what matters most. Each person was asked to be singled out by carrying the banner of his ancestral house and also stand with that banner as part of a community centered around the Mishkan, the portable sanctuary. I feel that this principle of both being singled out and connected to a community should still matter to us. You see, I can see the image of each one of us carrying a banner that tells something about who we are. Jewish, non-Jewish, Jewish adjacent, man, woman, immigrant, local, LGBTQ+, ally, cisgender, trans, you name it. The Torah teaches ish al diglo, each person under their banner. One main difference in our world is that we are free to choose a label that represents our true selves. We can pick up this or that banner, or no banner at all, which is a form of choosing too. We love picking up banners, choosing labels and colors, being proud of them, but there is a risk. If everyone is standing under their own banner, if everyone is so uber individualistic, then how can we say that we are a community? Again, the Torah teaches us a possible solution. Mineged saviv le'ohel moed yachanu. Round the tent of meeting, they shall camp. In the queer commentary to the Torah called Torah Queries, Queeries, Rabbi Greenstein teaches, quote, the need for recognition is the need to be accepted in terms of one's own self-identification. Can a community satisfy that need? On the one hand, this question is clearly a challenge posed to every community. Between boundary definition and self-definition, the Torah is teaching that the willingness of a group to engage in acts of mutual recognition is actually the surest foundation on which to build a community, for it is the most resilient, end quote. Diversity can be divisive, but it need not be. Unity and diversity is possible. And we Jews are a good example. As a people, they say, 2 Jews, 3 presidents, yet we were able to remain united across great geographic and temporal distances. Each generation dealt with acceptance of the other in their own unique way. It can be done, but it is hard work. Every community, including ours, is challenged by the boundaries we set up between them and us. The key is to grant others the same rights we claim for ourselves. We must let everyone express their own identity, and we must be willing to recognize, value, and celebrate who their true selves are, not just tolerate them. That is the challenge, and I pray we are up to the task. Have a Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So before we continue, I have to invite first Aviva Simons, who is the Director of Member Engagement for our congregation, and then Rabbi Kleiman, who is the Director of Lifelong Learning for our congregation. We're all here tonight for different reasons, with different parts of the service. So I'm going to turn it over to Aviva first, who is going to introduce the Aliyah. And I think there's who has the? Oh, she's got it. All right, she's ready to go. I'm obsessed with the thing too.
As Rabbi Katapan mentioned, over the past 7 weeks or 49-day period between the second night of Passover and the holiday of Shavuot, we counted our blessings as we counted the Omer while supporting Congregation Beth Torah. According to myjewishlearning.com, a personal favorite resource, the Omer marks the beginning of the barley harvest when, in ancient times, Jews would bring the first sheaves to the temple as a means of thanking God for the harvest. The word Omer literally means sheaf and refers to these early offerings. During the Omer at Beth Torah, we shared our gratitude for anything and everything after such a challenging pandemic, which seems to still be around. We shared our gratitude for our congregation, for our loved ones, and for our own health. We counted significant birthdays and anniversaries as we counted higher and higher to now the 48th day of the Omer. Thank you to everyone who counted their blessings, who I now invite to join me on the bima. So everyone who counted their blessings during the counting of the Omer, come on up. And as this is happening,
This way, please. This way.
I want to give a very special thank you to our Counting Our Blessings co-chairs, Scott Latman and Julie Schlachter. Scott made every single beautiful graphic that is all over the internet, and Julie wrote every single heartfelt card.
Huddle here. A little huddle for the blessing.
Yep.
We had it rehearsed. We had a
Yeah, that was great.
You can open. I'm going to hold this. All right, everybody. I will hold it here, and you can go. 1, 2, 3. Baruch Adonai mevorach leolam va'ed. Noten Torah.
Actually, if I could someone just hold, thank you. Amen. Vayidaber Adonai el Moshe ve'el Haron lemor. Ish al diglo be'otot leveit avotam. Yachanu b'nei Yisrael. Mineged saviv l'ohel moed yachanu. V'hachonim ked mamizracha. Degel machane Yehuda letzivotam. Benasi livnei Yehuda nachshon ben Aminadav. Vayitzveu ufkudehem arba v'shiv'im elef v'shesh me'ot. Hachonim alav mateh Yisachar. Benasi livnei Yisachar Nathaniel ben Suar. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Yashar
All right,
Koach.
kol
Thank
hakavod.
you. Mazel tov. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Yashar Koach.
Oh, thank you. Turn this off.
As we gather on this Shabbat, we turn our thoughts to those in need of healing. You may have access to the Misheberach list through the e-news that you received earlier today. You can also follow the link in the comments. If you'd like to offer names, we invite you to type the names in the comments. For those of us here in person, we're going to around and offer names. Anybody on this side? We think of those in need of healing. Together we join our voices in singing the Misheberach prayers on page 371. We think of those in need of healing. We offer special prayer for those struggling with addiction and mental health. May the one who blessed our ancestors bring blessings of strength, compassion, and healing to those of us who suffer with the oppression of addiction, emotional distress, and mental illness. Surround them with loving kindness, grace and companionship and peace. Service continues on page 374 with returning the scroll to the ark. If you're able, please stand and join us in Etz Chaim. If you're able, we ask you to remain standing for Aleinu L'Shabeach, which will begin on page 586, and immediately after that, we're going to go to page 591.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו כחול. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר
והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. Page 596. I invite you to join me as we prepare for our moment of remembrance. 596. When cherished ties are broken and the chain of love is shattered, only trust and the strength of faith can lighten the heaviness of the heart. At times, the pain of separation seems more than we can bear, but if we dwell too long on our loss, we embitter our hearts and harm ourselves and those about us. The psalmist said that in his affliction, he learned the law of God. And in truth, grief is a great teacher. When it sends us back to serve and bless the living, we learn how to counsel and comfort those who, like ourselves, are bowed with sorrow. We learn when to keep silent in their presence and when a word will assure them of our love and concern. Thus, even when they are gone, the departed are with us, moving us to live as, in their highest moments, they themselves wish to live. We remember them now. They live in our hearts. They are an abiding blessing. We remember the victims of the mass shootings in Buffalo, New York, Uvalde, Texas, and in so many other places in our nation. We're observing the Shloshim period for Tony Ross, brother and brother-in-law Jeff and Gail Ross. And on this Shabbat, we remember the following yortzites of members of our congregation: Z. Louise Willoughby Beck, Martin Bordeaux, Richard Campbell, Saul F. Cantor, Adrian Cohen, Jesse Raymond Dees, Joseph A. Frankel, Ben Hellman, Shirley Hellman, Marcia Handler, Chester Kaplan, Sarah Lee Optican, Edie Orland, Robert Rees, David Sains, Leo Tiven, Alan Mary Turner, Margaret Ward, Theodore Willoughby. Zichronam livracha, may the memories be for a blessing. Page 598, we rise together as a congregation for Kaddish Yatom, the mourners' Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמה דברה חירותה וימליך מלכותה, בחייכון ובמכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תוש בחתה ונחמתה, דע אמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו
Time for some announcements. I would like to invite Aviva Simons, Director of Member Engagement for our congregation, who's celebrating the second anniversary of her coming to our congregation, but virtually, because you didn't get here for a few more months, but virtually. 1 month, I couldn't remember. But the first month was all virtual. Yeah. Wow. 2 years ago.
Okay.
Seems like a long time ago.
Even though he talked the whole time you're walking up here, everybody, I don't know if you saw this, everybody wants to sing your song because it's
I'm
especially
sorry.
the anniversary of you being here.
Okay, so, all right.
This is Aviva's song. The announcements are coming, they won't take too long. If you want to do some Jewish, she won't steer you wrong. This is Aviva's song.
I think we heard that all the way in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Wow, thank you. All right, Shabbat Shalom yet again. Thank you very much to everyone who made this service possible. Congratulations, Mazel Tov, to Denton and Jamie, everyone who counted their blessings. What a night full of simchas, so thank you. A few quick announcements. So our Shabbat celebrations will continue tomorrow morning, June 4th. We have Sichat Shabbat, our Shabbat conversation, at 9:00 a.m. All are welcome to join us in the library or on Zoom. And then at 10:30 a.m., we will have our Shabbat morning service, which is a special Ask the Rabbi about Shavuot. So we spoke a little bit about it tonight, but digging in even deeper tomorrow at 10:30. Then tomorrow night, we are all invited to the Erev Shavuot service and confirmation ceremony. It will be at 6:30 p.m. here in the sanctuary and also online, where we will celebrate our confirmands who have completed their studies, their formal studies in the Weiner Religious School. So it will be wonderful. All are welcome to join us. And following the service, we will have freezing moo rolled ice cream. So one of the traditions on Shavuot is to eat a lot of dairy with lactate pills. So we'll have both available, and it will be wonderful rolled ice cream outside.
They are bringing a non-dairy option. So if lactate does not do it, please know there will be something there for you. You have to come to the service before, says the rabbi.
And then even later this weekend, we have a lot going on. We have our rescheduled Beth Torah Park Walk and Meshuggah Bagels Taste Test. So we'll be just behind the building on our beautiful path, taking a beautiful walk on Sunday morning, and then tasting every combination of Meshuggah Bagels that one would be too nervous to order in person and commit to a whole bagel. But here we're going to taste and see what we like, and it will be a lot of fun. And last but not least, what's on everyone's minds is our inaugural barbecue bash, which is 1 week from tomorrow. So we're all going to hope for beautiful weather. If it is not, we'll just be inside. But it will be a wonderful evening with the launch of pick-up parties and live music and food and games and everything. So we can't wait for that. And very last but not least, thank you very much to Scott Latman and Julie Schlachter, our Counting Our Blessings co-chairs, for sponsoring tonight's Oneg in appreciation of everyone who counted their blessings. So thank you.
I feel like it says something about a religion when there's an entire segment that is known to be lactose intolerant, and we have a holiday where you're supposed to eat a lot of dairy. What's that about?
And the other part that I thought what you were going to say is that if you notice that just about everything coming up involves juice and food.
Yes.
Every single one of them. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
I'm just saying. And the bagels,
Yeah.
and the cream cheese, that was a reschedule, but that's also dairy.
Food.
Dairy.
Oh, it is also dairy. You're right. It's just everywhere.
It's just
I travel
everywhere.
with dairy pills. I mean, just what it is.
As we conclude our time together on the Shabbat, we invite you to stand and join us as we sing Ose Shalom.
Oh, say
Shalom Imroma, Uya Ase Shalom Aleinu, Le'al Kol Yisrael, Le'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'imru. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
take care of each other out there.
Just like we practiced.